All right, we're rolling.
Welcome, horror fans, to another episode of Popcorn on the Macabre. We're about to eat some fucking brains,
Yay!
and you're listening to Dick and the Chad.
Hey, what's going on, people?
We're about to do a commentary for one of my favorite horror movies, Return of the Living Dead, directed by Dan O'Bannon. One of the only films.
Oh, Dan O'Bannon.
Yeah, he's one of my screenwriting heroes. He just didn't direct that much. He didn't direct much, and it's kind of a shame because this movie is just, on a technical level, very well directed. Like, you could tell he was a master of his craft, almost to the point to where he was a perfectionist, like Alfred Hitchcock. Like, had he gone on to make more movies, he probably would have, drove himself crazy. But because there's a lot of, stories about this being a troubled production, a tumultuous.
Oh, really?
Yeah, tumultuous
Drama.
shoot. Yeah. If you watch the documentary, More Brains,
Yeah.
it uncovers like all the controversies and just they had a bitch of a time shooting this, but
Where can I find that? Is it out?
yeah,
Can you buy it?
You can. Well, it's actually it's a special feature on the Scream Factory Blu-ray now.
Oh, so Scream Factory once again killing it.
Yeah, but you can also. I bought it separately before it was a special feature on this Blu-ray, but it was just its own DVD, But it's a 2-hour fucking retrospective. Like,
Yeah, I think I've seen it. I think I watched it on Amazon Prime.
it's awesome, dude. But it's just this kind of changed zombies, in my opinion.
I've heard the story that we just talked about. This is where the whole brains thing came from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dan O'Bannon, he created that, like that whole lore, because he didn't want to be like George Romero, and he didn't, as Dan O'Bannon said, he didn't want to step on Romero's toes.
Well,
And
doesn't it also kind of step it up a little bit?
yeah,
Or does it? I guess so.
The zombies are running, and they do want to eat brains. They're not just like mindless flesh eaters.
They talk.
They talk.
They talk.
They do talk. And also, I just feel like this movie, it just, I don't know. It's still relevant. Like, you can watch this movie and it doesn't feel dated. It doesn't feel old.
No, it brings me back to like an awesome period.
Mm-hmm. You know how like
Oh, smart too, aren't they? In this, they set traps.
Yeah,
They set traps.
They do, yeah. But you know how Romero's zombie movies, they always kind of were topical. They were relevant to whatever era they came out in, whatever decade they were released in. What I like about Dan O'Bannon is the fact that he never really went for any socio-political themes. Not to say that I don't like horror movies that do that, but Dan O'Bannon was kind of just your comic book guy. He wanted to thrill, he wanted to entertain, he wanted to shock, and I feel like in this movie he does that. Like, it doesn't have like any like deep political undertones or anything that like on a subtextual level.
Right.
It's just entertainment. It's just fun entertainment. You got the punks in the fucking graveyard, and
Now, you were talking about he didn't direct much.
no, he only directed 2 movies.
What was the other one?
So he did this one, and he did the Resurrected, which Scream Factory also put out.
Oh, okay.
But he would run into trouble on the Resurrected. From what I remember, he wasn't able to push his vision. He always had producers kind of stepping in and fucking with him.
Right.
But I think on this movie he had somewhat a sense of creative autonomy.
Who did the special effects?
I do know that the production designer was a guy named William Stout, and special effects, I know Tony Gardner, which we'll talk about Tony Gardner in a little bit.
I was just wondering if it was K&B, so it's not K&B.
No, it's
no K&B.
No, but Tony Gardner worked on like Michael Jackson's Thriller, and he worked on some good stuff with like Rick Baker and Stan Winston. He worked with all those guys.
Well, you said Dan O'Bannon was somewhat of a mentor for you or something.
Yeah.
So he's a writer.
He's a damn good screenwriter.
For people that may not know Well,
Dan O'Bannon, is known for Alien.
Right.
He wrote Alien, which there's controversy surrounding that too because Dan O'Bannon's original script for Alien apparently got tampered with and by producers, by Walter Hill mainly, but Dan O'Bannon pretty much created the xenomorph and the whole idea of like aliens popping out of your fucking stomach.
Well, what about was he part of the who was it? Jorkowski's Dune?
Yeah, Alejandro Jodorowsky's Dune.
Jodorowsky. I'm gonna slay these names.
Yeah, no,
Chad the Name Slayer.
yeah. He was a part of that though. Because Jodorowsky had seen Dan O'Bannon's work in John Carpenter's first film, which was Dark Star, and Dan O'Bannon acted in that movie. He co-wrote the screenplay, and he was just a brilliant science fiction mind.
And wasn't Giger?
Yeah, H.R. Giger.
He was on that, and in that kind of where they got the artwork, for the Alien.
Yeah, Dan O'Bannon
collaborated with Giger.
That's pretty much. I mean, because if you watch that documentary, Jodorowsky's Dune, you can see where like they took a lot of his ideas and they hired a lot of the same crew members, because they straight up hired Giger and Dan O'Bannon for Alien, and it's just because they knew how fucking smart those dudes were and how creative they were, how inventive.
Right.
Like Dan O'Bannon is one of the. He didn't write like just a lot of screenplays, but it was the ideas that he came up with that were so iconic.
What's his book that you like?
He's got this screenwriting book.
It's basically, isn't it your screenwriting Bible?
It's one of them. Yeah, it's basically just called Dan O'Bannon's Structural Guide to Screenwriting or something like that. But it's a good
you would
book.
Recommend it for people that want
to delve into the craft. Yeah.
Into the craft.
Definitely, yeah.
All right, sweet. Well, I think that rounds this introduction. Are you ready to get into the movie?
I'm ready to eat some fucking brains.
I'm ready to see some trash.
Yeah. Oh, Linnea Quigley. Yeah, and we'll talk about her as we go along, folks. But yeah, we're about to watch Return of the Living Dead, and we have the Scream Factory Blu-ray ready to go on Chapter 1.
I've got the Bong of the Living Dead over here.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Chad is going to get super stoned while watching this, and it should make
we'll see where it goes.
It should make our commentary a little more entertaining, illuminating. You guys can be the judge of that. But for those who have the Scream Factory Blu-ray, or if you even have just the MGM DVD, whatever, it should all play the same. We're going to play the movie. I'm going to do my countdown. Say now. And we're going to play the movie in 3, 2, 1, now. Excellent timing with the lighter flick, dude.
Dude, it's like our lion. It's our MGM lion.
It's blast off time. Yeah.
1984. I was 3 years old.
Yeah, I was 2. And dude, I love the way this movie opens up, man. Just with Clu Gulager.
Didn't we just meet him recently?
We did meet him. Yeah, he came.
Awesome guy.
He came to Arkansas and remember with Tamara Glenn from Halloween 5. Yeah, we got to meet Clu, Tamara Glenn, and there were some other awesome people.
Yeah,
I can't remember. But,
my favorite Friday, 7. The chick from 7 was there.
Laura Park Lincoln. Yeah.
I was like, you do realize this is my favorite.
Yeah. Clu Gulager, man, he's still kicking, and he's like 90 years old.
Yeah,
now.
They said he likes to go and eat breakfast at like 2 a.m. He's out.
He's still a fucking party animal. And here's James Karen. This guy's fucking legendary. James Karen was in Poltergeist. Do you remember his character in Poltergeist?
Let me just say, yeah.
Well, he was responsible for moving the fucking gravestones and all that. But apparently, this movie. The reason why James Karen is in this movie is because this was originally supposed to be directed by Tobe Hooper. And Tobe Hooper directed Poltergeist. James Karen was in Poltergeist. So when they started getting, they started diving into the production, and Tobe Hooper pretty much left the project, and they didn't have a director, so they eventually settled on Dan O'Bannon. And James Karen was like, well, if you don't want me, I understand. If you don't want to keep me, because he was Toby's guy. And then they were like, no. They're like, no, that's fine. You're hired. And he turned this into like the most memorable fucking role. Like he's like the best character in this movie.
I mean, aren't these two uh, characters so likable that they brought them back for the second one?
Yeah, they're like the comic relief.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they showed up in the fucking sequel as like pretty much the same dudes,
Mm-hmm.
but and there's even like an inside joke on part two. Like
I didn't want him. I didn't want the young guy to die in this. You know, I thought he was going to kind of be the.
you almost think that he is the protagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah, you almost kind of do. But then you find out that every character in this movie is pretty much the protagonist. I mean, from Don Calfa's character to Clu Gallagher to James Karen to Tom Matthews, Beverly Randolph. They're all kind of like stalwarts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're leaders. And
I think I'm dying over here. Oh no, I'm gonna become undead on you.
brains.
That dog. I can't wait for that part.
Do you know this guy, Tom Matthews?
Didn't we meet him too?
We did meet him. We met him at Texas Frightmare. I think we met the whole fucking cast in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, we pretty much, and we met
Jules Shepard.
Jules Shepard.
We met Tom Matthews. We met Beverly Randolph, the girl. She plays Tina. But
Yeah, if the listeners haven't ever heard of Texas Frightmare, they need to go there at least one time.
Oh yeah, if you're a horror fan,
yeah.
If they have a good lineup, that is.
Yeah.
If they have a good lineup, Texas Frightmare is where it's at. I mean, that's where I met George Romero and fucking
Argento.
Yeah.
It's his birthday today.
Yeah, and dude, I met Robert Englund there.
Does this character or this prop here have a name? What do they call this guy?
What, the zombie or the cadaver?
Yeah, the yellow man or the cadaver, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, people,
here's our punks. Our punks. You got John Philbin with the fucking boombox there. Linnea Quigley is just a standout. Looking hot as shit. Linnea Quigley, man.
I like Death with Sex.
Yeah. Yeah. Linnea Quigley just steals the show, though. Look at that. Look at her strut, dude. Look at how she's walking.
Yeah, that attitude.
Yeah. I had a crush on all these girls when I was growing up.
Really? You know,
yeah, they're hot, dude.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
I mean,
I'm not gonna argue. I can't argue with you.
Well, I mean, I've always had an affinity for
every chick that comes on in a movie.
Yeah. Well, you know, just horror chicks, punk rockers, goth girls, stoner chicks, you know. But dude, Tom Matthews though, you remember him as Tommy Jarvis in Friday 13th Part 6, right?
I mean, I still can't. I'm still coughing from the opening hit, but like, yeah. Now that you say it, yeah.
He played a good Tommy Jarvis. And I think this was his first movie.
What, this one?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Because this was shot.
He seems. Yeah. When did he play Tommy Jarvis then?
In 1986. So this was a year before that. But they actually shot this in 1984, though. It took it a while to come out. I think it took like a year for them to release it, just because they had problems in post and
post problems.
Yeah, but I'm sure Dan O'Bannon, you know, he being a stickler, you know, probably just want to make sure this movie came out right. But it did take a long time for it to get released.
What's he talking? Oh, okay, so he's talking about the shit that leaked here.
Yeah, this is an interesting story because this is all Dan O'Bannon. This is all just like, this comes from his creative genius. He basically, like, in a way, he's being kind of meta. You know, he's breaking the fourth wall. He's telling people like, hey, this is pretty much a reference to Night of the Living Dead. Mm-hmm. When originally it was just supposed to be like a sequel. And John Russo is credited as like the story writer. But they didn't use John Russo's script. Apparently it was shit. Like, Dan O'Bannon did not like it. So his name is still on the credits, but when O'Bannon got involved, he was like, no, we need to change all this. Like, and he created the whole thing about the 2,4,5-trioxin, whatever the chemical is. Mm-hmm. And he created that. He created the fact that, you know, zombies are addicted to the chemicals in your brain. Because it has something to do with... something like, you know, if people release serotonin or dopamine or they release endorphins, then that's the reason why the zombies like it. is because it gets rid of their pain of being dead. That's all from O'Bannon. Like, I think John Russo was trying to do like a direct sequel to Night of the Living Dead, because he and George Romero were kind of fighting over the rights.
Okay.
Like the literary rights, I think. But there was a lawsuit that
I need some popcorn to go with the story.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's really fucking interesting. But that's one of my favorite lines right there by James Caron. The corpses. But yeah, I mean, and you'd have to watch the documentary to learn more about it. It's interesting.
I bet it's crazy. Oh wait, oh man, we've also seen Tarman.
Did we meet Tarman?
Yeah, well, I know I saw him.
Was he was there?
He was there
at the convention, but was it just somebody dressed up as him, or was it actually Alan Troutman?
It was him.
So yeah, okay, yeah, that dude's like his name's Alan Troutman. He's a really fucking skinny dude. He's like he's like Peter Weller going into the RoboCop suit. You know, that's the reason why they wanted him, so they could like cake all that shit on him. But he also you know how thin he looks? Like it's awesome because he kind of has that whole like Kane Hodder as Jason in Friday Part 7 where his bones are exposed. You see like his rib cage and shit. It's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool character, Tarman.
He's one of my favorite zombies. He actually showed up in the second one in Part 2.
What happened to zombies talking? Did that kind of go away?
How many movies have they actually done that with?
I don't know,
because zombies normally don't talk. You're right,
no.
But like, I thought it was cool for this movie just because of they took a comedic tone. But you really don't see it a lot. Did you? Oh, it's awesome fucking music. This just sets the tone of the whole movie. Right? Hey,
is that what? That was it? Melting it and watching it in backwards.
I don't know how they did that. I don't know how they accomplished that, but it's fucking sweet. But I love this whole opening credit sequence. How you just see how like you just see the gas.
Everybody's fucked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But
I mean, this movie I can remember when I saw it for the first time. I was like, the ending. I was just like, oh man, it has a very
fucked
bleak, up, man.
Very bleak apocalyptic ending. I loved it though, man.
Oh yeah.
But it was kind of like going against the grain. But it really, if you think about zombie movies, they are kind of apocalyptic. There's never really a happy ending with zombie movies.
No.
Is there?
What was the one after this? Return of the Living Dead Part 3? Or what?
Well, Part 2.
Part 2. Well, which one is it that I like with the chick?
Well,
she's piercing herself.
Part 3, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I love Part 3. I guess zombies talk in that one because she's talking.
Yeah, It's just so different. You know, it's like Part 3 is its own movie.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. I remember when I saw that, it scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, and it doesn't even feel like a sequel to any of these, but I actually like Part 3 better than Part 2. I would have to say.
Oh, well, Part 3 has it's a special spot for me from when I saw it as a kid.
Yeah. Man, what a fucking opening, though.
Yeah, that music was awesome. I was over here just bobbing my head.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, and
what do we got here? You know, it's kind of like it's got this conspiracy government thing going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's really interesting.
It is, yeah.
Also kind of scary, you know?
And well, in science fiction, you know, government is always normally the villain. Have you noticed that? Philip K. Dick always kind of touched on those themes. And even with Alien, think about Alien, like how the government was kind of the.
Yeah, they kind of knew they were sending them out there on a fucked up mission. Who do we have here?
This is the Colonel. I don't know his name, but
oh, so he's not important.
Apparently, they hired this chick right here because she looked like Nixon's wife.
Really?
I think so. I think that's the story behind it.
Boy, I'm sorry, Nixon.
But you're right. I never cared about this fucking part. I was always just like, can we just see the punks in the graveyard?
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's like,
I mean, this is the guy that knows about the trioxin,
right?
You know,
Yeah, it's the government. It's the government cover up.
Yeah. I mean, he's the guy that, fucking orders them to nuke the whole town.
Yeah, he's the guy that's like, well, this is my fuck up. Yeah. Here's how I'm going to clean it.
Yeah. Let's just destroy the population.
You know who he walked in there kind of looked like Red Foreman or the bad guy from RoboCop there for a second.
Yeah, Kurtwood Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Nixon's wife looked like?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh my God, I feel so sorry for Nixon.
Yeah,
I know why he's bald.
Dude, talk about I don't know, just Dan O'Bannon to me is...
Oh, here we go. Thank you.
Yeah. It's the best part of the movie. The punks are the best part of the movie.
This part, anytime it goes to the government, dude, it's like, blah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, come on, let's get to the fun stuff. But, dude, let's talk about this guy's suicide, Mark Venturini. He would go on to be in Friday the 13th, Part 5. Do you remember?
Oh, really?
You remember?
Who is he?
He played the guy, Victor, who had the axe, who was chopping wood, and he fucking kills the fat kid.
I've smoked too much pot, I guess.
You remember at the beginning of Part 5 where, he gets pissed off. The dude offers him a fucking candy bar, and he's like, "Here, Vic, you want a bite?" And Vic gets pissed off and kills him with an axe. It's pretty much like the whole plot of Friday the 13th Part 5, because it sets up the whole ambulance driver being the killer.
Okay, wait, you said Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
my high ass was thinking Nightmare.
Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Dude, I was sitting here seeing Freddy Krueger, and I was like, and then an axe. I'm like. Okay, it just clicked.
Yeah. But suicide. That's a great character, man. I always wanted to be suicide.
Isn't he actually kind of nice? Isn't he a nice guy? Or
in real life, he was. Yeah. He died, man. He died.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when he was 35.
Dang.
Died of leukemia.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Linnea Quigley.
I know, just straddling the fucking car,
sliding down.
Yeah. Dude, she is such a legendary actress. I know she's just known for her B films.
Is this her legendary role?
I'd say it's probably one of her most well known.
Okay, what?
She's most recognizable for this role,
So it's her.
I'd say it's her crowning achievement.
It's the one that she.
But see, when I met her at the convention. I met her at a horror con in 2007, and she was really flattered that I was talking about shit like, Silent Night, Deadly Night, and
Savage. Isn't she in?
She was in Savage Streets with Linda Blair. Yeah, and see, that's one of her best characters as an actress, I think.
Yeah, she was the young girl in that, right? That got raped.
She got raped and she was deaf. Mm-hmm. You just felt so bad for her, dude. Linnea Quigley can fucking act.
You feel bad for these two dudes right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can.
She's
a legend.
Yeah, she auditioned apparently for the movie American Gigolo. Yeah, with Richard Gere, the Paul Schrader movie. She auditioned for a role in that, but I think she got the part, but her scenes were cut out of it. But she
dude, it so sucks for these two right here.
Yeah.
Sorry to break your train of thought, but
oh no,
this is really fucking grueling.
No, it's a good fucking movie.
Well, it's because I like these two dudes so much, and they're doomed from the beginning.
Yeah. Well, what's cool is you get attached to these characters, and you get attached to the punks too.
Yeah. Every
they're all likable. Mm-hmm. Even though some of the characters are supposed to be pieces of shit. You're
a detestable character. You gotta.
Yeah.
Well, you see somewhat of a good side when the shit starts going bad. You see the human.
You see the will to survive, and how they all kind of pull together.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking James Cairn, man, he was in. Remember he went on to do the Willies, and then he was in David Lynch's Mulholland Drive. But that dude's still kicking. Him and Clu Gulager are still kicking, and they're both 90. They're both in their 90s.
Dude, this is such a sad part for me for this movie, man.
Well, they're not dead yet.
No, but they're doomed.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
There's nothing they can do.
You know, it's kind of like when you breathe in the gas or the chemicals. It's like when you're bitten.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like being bitten.
Oh,
Here's the scene
dog.
with the split dog.
Dude, this is awesome.
This was a good moment. Yeah.
I have a shirt that has this on the back of it.
Do you?
Yeah. I might. No, I'm not wearing it. I'm wearing my Spooky Empire shirt.
Dude, this is the moment. Like when I first saw this, this is the moment I knew this movie was a comedy. Because, I mean, seeing this as a kid, I laughed my ass off. And dude, just the way that James Caan reacts to everything. Like, he is a big fucking blubbering baby.
I must have been such a big puss because this shit scared the shit out of me when I saw it.
Well, it scared me, but I was laughing too. I was really excited. I like that shot that Dan O'Bannon...
I was terrified. I was probably chewing on my blanket.
I like that shot that Dan O'Bannon did, man. The triple punch in that Hitchcock does in the birds.
Right. The butterflies.
Yeah, the butterflies. But dude, just the whole like... just the insanity and the hysteria, like all these characters are just overreacting, but this is actually probably how they would react in real life.
Oh yeah, I would. I mean, I would be. I'd probably be like clammed up, fucking.
Did you ever notice the eye chart there? Bert is a slave driver.
No.
And a cheap son of a bitch who. Oh man,
who goes or does? Yeah, man, I don't know.
I can't read the rest, but it's funny. I always thought that was a cool little gag.
I know I didn't know about it.
Yeah,
I've seen this thing so many times, and
yeah, it's one of those delightful little Easter eggs, you know, that you pick up from watching this movie.
Oh, dude, it's built like it.
Here is Linnea Quigley's infamous fucking nude scene. And dude, let's talk about that guy for a second, Miguel Nunez.
Yeah, tell me about him.
Well, that's Juwanna Mann.
What?
That is Juwanna Mann. Yeah, but you remember he was also.
Wait. Were you talking about this movie?
Yeah,
like later.
Yeah,
the basketball movie.
Do you remember that movie, Juwanna Mann?
I try to forget it.
Okay, well. Anyway, he played the fucking dude, the enchilada guy in Friday the 13th Part 5. Also,
really?
yeah.
Man.
Must be those damn enchiladas. That guy.
I know who you're talking about.
That guy, yeah. He's actually Puerto Rican, too. He's not black. He's not a black dude. Trash is taking off her clothes again. Yeah, this is fucking great, man. And then you got this fucking song by SSQ or Stacy Q. Tonight we'll make love until we die.
Let me ask you
fucking
something.
Sexy as hell.
When you were like watching this as a kid,
Don't ask me anything right now, dude. I'm watching Trash get naked here. She's taking off her clothes, man, and I'm just.
Well, yeah.
I'm mollified by Linnea Quigley right now.
Yeah, well, did this make you think this is how your friends like would act when you grew up? Like watching this as a kid?
Oh yeah,
because it's not like this.
No, it's not like this at all.
It's not like this at all.
No, like chicks do not just fucking get naked in cemeteries like that. And if they do, I would like to meet them.
Yeah, but you know, as watching these as young kids, we grew up going, this is what it's gonna be like when we get older.
Yeah. You know, dude, there's an interesting story.
That's why we drink in our 20s, because it doesn't happen like that.
It doesn't. It doesn't. We have to drink to overcome that sadness.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that never happened to me, dude. And I always wanted a friend like that who was, you know, a girl. Like, not like a girlfriend, but like somebody that I just hung out with, and I was just like, you know, watching her strip in a fucking cemetery. But, dude, there's an interesting story behind that. You know, Dan O'Bannon filmed Linnea Quigley, like... He filmed her like full frontal, and she even like shaved her puss for that part, and like she was down to do it. But then the producers showed up on set one day. It was either Tom Fox or Graham Henderson. I think it was Graham Henderson, one of the producers. He showed up and he was like, "No, you can't fucking do this. This is like porn." And Dan O'Bannon, pretty much they agreed to put like a cod piece on Linnea Quigley. So to make her look like a Barbie doll.
A cod piece?
Yeah, like just a little patch. to where like you wouldn't see like the split in the vag.
Cod sounds like a fish, so I'm
Yeah,
just like,
yeah. Well, and I guess that's what they call them. But it made her look like a Barbie doll, you know. And it's if you look closely, you can tell. But especially with this being on Blu-ray now. But
I saw. I'm pretty sure I saw it.
Yeah.
Like, these are the best characters. This movie has some of the best characters for a zombie movie.
It does. I think it's all because of Dan O'Bannon. He writes such great characters, and they're all just fucking funny, man. There's this great dynamic between everybody. And you got like Tom Matthews, who's fucking scared shitless, and James Karen, who's just whining like a baby the whole time. And then you got like Clu Gulager, who's trying to be like the alpha male in the situation, like, pull your shit together, god damn it. But really, he's kind of falling apart on the inside too.
Is that Michael Berryman? I'm sorry, that was horrible.
No, it looks like him totally.
Oh, dude. Oh, this part.
Yeah.
Ah, dude. Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, guys.
And I think the whole corpse being yellow thing, the cadaver being yellow, I think that's pretty accurate. Dan O'Bannon said that he did some research on that.
I mean, I can see it.
Yeah.
After a certain point.
Oh man, this part where they saw the head off is fucking great. Be a man, Frank. God damn it.
Come on, dude. I mean, I don't know how. Like, how could you be?
No,
I revert back to infant immediately.
Yeah, and I love how Clu Gulager just like makes everybody do shit for him.
It's almost like watching the Three Stooges.
Yeah, it is. It's real. I mean, it's borderline slapstick, man. Which is actually funny. Because they wanted to hire Leslie Nielsen originally, apparently.
Oh, I could see it for
the character of Bert,
the dude on the far left.
No.
Oh, the dude in the middle.
Yeah, Clu Gulager.
Who do they want?
Leslie Nielsen, the king of spoof, man, from The Naked Gun. Hello.
Yeah, well, I know. I was just trying to picture it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think I like this guy better.
Well, of course. It's all you know. I mean, Clu Gulager just, like, owns this fucking role. But imagine if Leslie Nielsen had played it, though. I mean, it would have been pretty fucking sweet.
Maybe, if they put OJ in it.
Yeah.
No, that would have been a horrible idea.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I talking about?
The Naked Gun.
And it's like the punks are right outside.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we haven't even gotten to the other character that's in this movie.
No, Ernie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Don Calfa, the legendary Don Calfa. To me,
yeah, we haven't even hit this movie. This movie is, once it kicks off here, it's a ride.
It is a ride. That's why I love watching this movie. It's so hard for me to do a commentary for it, but because I get so like immersed in the story. But Don Calfa, man, do you remember his character from the movie 10?
No.
He was like,
I don't even know why you asked.
What is that? Well, just because that was like one of the first things I saw him in. And
10, did you say 10 as in like that movie with about golf?
No. No, it's the one with Bo Derek and fucking Dudley Moore. Scram wimp. Fucking suicide, man.
He's like, that's my chick.
Yeah. Although he doesn't like her, though. I like how he kind of just, like, pushes her away and goes off on his whole, like, punk philosophy here. He's like, you guys are busting my fucking balls.
Yeah, I mean, this is how I thought high school was going to be.
Yeah.
That's why I tried to dress punk. I was like, if I dress punk, maybe they'll just strip and come and hump my leg.
Yeah. I like how he's like, what do you think this is, a fucking costume? It's a way of life. Show some fucking respect for the dead.
Oh.
Jules Shepard, man.
Jules Shepard.
Do you remember when we met her at Texas Frightmare, dude? How drunk she was.
Was she? I know she was ordering a shot.
She was fucking drunk, dude.
She was cool.
She was awesome, awesome chick.
I had a blast. Like she had an energy that I wasn't expecting. Her and Amanda Weiss was really really nice too.
Amanda Weiss, yeah. Joel Shepard, interesting factoid.
Oh yeah.
She apparently got a fan letter from the Unabomber himself, Ted Kaczynski. She received a fan letter from him.
That's kind of creepy.
I don't know if that's true or not, but she did all those sex movies, man. Like Joel Shepard did a lot of those B films where she got naked.
Yeah, I didn't know that. You informed me of that.
She did that movie Christina, and then like I think got hired for this. Dan O'Bannon met her in a strip club, and I guess he was going to strip clubs at that time. But like when he met her, I don't know if she auditioned for Trash, but she didn't want to get naked. So he was like, "Oh, okay, well you can play Casey," and so it's an odd thing, but there's no nudity from Joel Shepard in this movie, which is kind of a rare thing. Because you watch her in pretty much anything else, and she's...
Yeah, I remember her book. She was like, here, you want to look at... I have pictures here. Here, look at this book.
Yeah.
And you were like, well, open it for me. Yeah. And she was like, no, you open it.
I know.
It was like this weird, like, mind game of like, here, look at my nakeds.
Yeah. She had all these, like, sleazy photos of her, man, and I was like, I don't know. I wanted her to show them to me. Like, I didn't want to just grab her book from her.
Yeah, you felt dirty doing it that way.
Yeah, but she was kind of tantalizing me, though.
Yeah.
She was a cool chick, though. Real nice person.
Yep. Everybody at those things really are.
At the conventions, yeah. Mm-hmm. They're great. Great people.
But here's the guy we were talking about.
Yeah, Don Calfa. He was in Weekend at Bernie's also.
Yeah, he kind of looks like the dude that played M. Bison.
Yeah, dude, he looks like Raul Julia. Yeah.
Is he alive now, or is he? He's got to be all right.
Don Calfa.
Yeah.
No, he died.
Long time ago.
He died. It was just a couple years ago, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. But have you ever noticed that like these characters are named Bert and Ernie?
I can kind of see it too.
Yeah, but that wasn't intentional. That was not intentional. But I always thought that was funny, though.
I mean, and now I'm seeing it in a completely different way.
Yeah. And dude, you remember? Oh God, Clu Gulager. He was in Feast. He played the bartender in Feast.
Oh, wait, Feast?
Yeah.
That amazing movie with that.
Directed by Clu Gulager's son.
Really?
John Gulager, yeah.
Man, that movie's amazing.
I love Feast. And, I mean, who can forget Clu Gulager in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 as Jesse's dad? You have to remember that. Mm. Jesse! Jesse! That guy.
Oh, no.
Rabid weasels.
Do you not,
Dude, this whole fucking thing with the rabid weasels, man, is just like, it's the best. This just like exemplifies great writing.
For some reason, this dude's reminding me of like maybe somebody from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
It might remind you of Ferris Bueller's dad.
Yeah, is it real? Was he?
Oddly enough, he was in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. So it's crazy you made that comparison there. They were both in Nightmare 2. Ferris Bueller's dad was he played Grady's dad.
Okay. It's my pot sense. I love that character.
Yeah, Don Calfa, man. He's fucking great, man. And this was the only movie where he had white hair or blonde hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he normally has black hair. But they I don't know, they were really trying to make a character out of this fucking dude. And
he's like packing heat.
Yeah.
You know, he pulled that gun really fast earlier.
He did. Yeah. Yeah. Which is weird because it's almost like that's based on Dan O'Bannon himself. Because remember, Dan O'Bannon...
Yeah, I was about to say, I heard a story of Dan O'Bannon likes guns, doesn't
he was kind of a gun freak, man. Had a bunch of guns laying around before he married Diane, his wife. And he was just real paranoid, because remember, Beverly Randolph was telling that story.
Right.
About how when she went to go audition, fucking O'Bannon's got all these pistols laying around his house, and she ended up leaving. She still
I don't blame her.
Yeah. She said he was watching porn too, or something.
I had heard there was porn involved.
Yeah. And I mean, who knows?
That would be awkward.
Yeah.
Talking about a weird test to put somebody through.
Yeah. Dan O'Bannon was just a very quirky, eccentric kind of guy,
This dude so looks like it's like he's fucked. He's fucked. Look at him.
Are you talking about James Cairn?
Yeah.
Oh, he's falling apart, man.
I wonder if that's her real hair. I wish we would have asked her that.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. It could be. They had a lot of stylists working on this movie. I mean, naturally, all the fucking hairstyles.
We were like kids back then. Like, I don't remember seeing chicks like this.
No, we didn't really get to live through this era.
It's kind of He-Man and, like, toys for me.
Look at this fucking dude, John Philbin. Fuck you, ball buster. I love that line. But John Philbin, the preppy guy that you just saw, do you remember him from Point Break, the Patrick Swayze surfing movie?
No.
He played one of Bodie's fucking surf buddies.
So
but
he's the nerd, or
he was
preppy.
The nerd we just saw. Yeah, the dude who just like does not fit in.
Yeah. Well, she kind of doesn't fit in either. She seems too.
Yeah, I know.
Wholesome. I mean, she's wearing all white, and then she's got
like
pink.
Kind of upper middle class.
Yeah, she's like the good girl, like that guy went out and was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
But she's coming to see him, isn't she?
She's going to find Freddie.
Yeah.
With Tom Matthews is her boyfriend.
Right.
And apparently, I don't know, Dan O'Bannon shot this in such a way. I think there was some controversy, like this shot right here, which I love. I love this shot. Just that wide shot showing how desolate it is. He didn't get any close-up footage of her, and he regretted it. Which it doesn't bother me because I like just seeing that whole vast landscape there. How it's creepy. But
I mean, I would have. Yeah, I mean, I could see, but like, how would he put them in there?
The close-ups?
Yeah.
Well, just showing the fear on her face. Kind of draws you in as an audience member if you see the reaction on the character's face.
Well, could you pull back out to a wide after?
Yeah, you could. That's just probably one of those things that directors bitch about all the time when they're like, "Oh, I wish I could have done it this way." And
I mean, I think it's fine.
Yeah, Dan O'Bannon was like his own worst critic, though. Like he was apparently.
Aren't they all? I hear. I mean,
yeah, really harsh on his own work.
So what? So they didn't have a smooth shoot.
I mean, when you watch the documentary, it's almost as if they didn't. Like, but sometimes I think that's how some of the best movies are made. But yeah,
it's a lot of energy.
Yeah, it is. And I don't know. I think just Dan O'Bannon with his sickness, he had Crohn's disease.
Oh, okay.
So I think he was just constantly in pain and just stressed out. And a lot of people said that he was difficult to work with. Which, I mean, I can see that.
Well, and making a movie is instant. Was it IBS or?
Yeah. I mean, in a way, that Crohn's, you pretty much just live with pain. Mm-hmm. You live in pain. And, that's interesting because Alien, with the whole alien coming out of the stomach, I think that's where he kind of got that idea.
Oh.
Was from his experiences with Crohn's. Because he was diagnosed at a pretty early age. I think he was still in his 20s. Oh, actually, when he was working with John Carpenter on Dark Star, I think that's when he found out he had Crohn's disease. But and it actually hindered his writing a little bit. But he said that writing was his ultimate form of therapy because he could just like zone in,
get it all out.
Yeah.
Man, how would you feel if you were these two right now?
Sick.
Well, you're sitting here watching them throw this shit in the fire. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, has it dawned on them though what's happening?
Uh, Between the Freddy character and
Yeah, do
James
they
Karen?
have they figured out that they're dying yet?
No.
Okay.
No, they don't know yet. I think when the paramedics show up is when that's when you find out. Like when they have no pulse and shit.
Right. I remember now.
Yeah. And here, oh man, this is
this is where it gets all fucked up. It's like,
yeah, it's where it all starts, man. It's where it all kicks off.
and like, I mean, technically, the other ones now, like the punks, aren't they? Would this mean that they're also fucked up? Because they're gonna breathe this in, right?
Yeah. Well, when it rains, yeah. When it rains and it seeps into the ground.
Well, yeah, that pushes it in the ground, which raises the dead. But because the other guys got hit by the gas, it was just a gas that got them.
I always thought this was a clever way to do it, though. Having it soak into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I like how the cemetery is called Resurrection Cemetery too. Fucking Linnea Quigley, man.
Yeah, she had to run all the way over here to get her clothes, and then she gets them caught, and she's like, "Ah, fuck that."
Yeah, dude, can you imagine just having to play that role, just fucking naked the whole time?
Well, it's all because that goof. She in that shot, she got hung up. She had left it, so that from this moment on, they're like, "Well, rewrite. She gotta be naked."
Yeah, which Dan O'Bannon intentionally did that for teenage boys. He said that he didn't think that this movie was going to have like a huge audience. He thought it was mainly just going to be teenage boys. And then like when he went to the theater and watched it with a group of folks, like he saw just as many girls as he saw boys. So he always regretted the fact that he didn't show like Tom Matthews' ass or something. he was like if I'd have known that we'd have this many girls here, he's like I would have made Tom Matthews get naked too. But
this is kind of an eerie moment.
Yeah.
And the music going.
Yeah. I love the music. I'm such a huge fan of this music. And the punk rock soundtrack too.
Oh, this movie's got punk rock all over it.
Yeah. They got a great song on here by a band called The Cramps.
Could you imagine?
This is a fucking awesome soundtrack.
You said Toby Hooper was in line to direct this?
He was supposed to direct this.
Man, it would have probably been a little bit different, don't you think, if he did it?
Yeah. Well, especially if he wasn't working off of the O'Bannon script. If they would have stuck with like the draft that John Russo was working on, it wouldn't have been the same movie. It would have just been completely different. But Toby Hooper, I think around this time, I don't think he left because of creative differences. I think he left because he was working on the movie Life Force, which was also written by Dan O'Bannon too. Toby Hooper and O'Bannon had a relationship. They worked together quite a bit, at least on 2 movies. I think it was Life Force and Invaders from Mars.
Oh man.
Yeah, this is when you find out. Yeah, there's symptoms.
I know. I felt so bad for these 2 dudes.
I never understood why Tom Matthews didn't go on to do more. I think Tom Matthews was in The Peacemaker. That movie, The Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And dude, yeah, he was actually George Clooney's roommate.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Whenever they were like struggling actors, that apparently they lived together for a short period of time in the 80s.
Back when he did the Tomato movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's weird that Tom Matthews started getting roles before George Clooney, but
could you imagine if George Clooney was in this?
Oh, dude, it'd be awesome though for the nostalgic factor,
Well, yeah. I mean,
just going back and seeing that George Clooney as a punk.
man, it's like they're dying inside.
Yeah.
Man, I would have loved to have been able to work on this movie.
You say that, but I mean, dude, after watching that documentary, it's like, man, I bet it was just constant stress. Like this dude,
Yeah, but
Don Calfa
yeah,
had a fucking
okay.
nervous breakdown, man.
Okay, yes,
in
it
the
was
attic scene.
stressful, but like after it was done, and now you made a legendary film.
I mean, I see what you're saying, yeah, but it's like, dude, at the time, people losing their shit and like,
But do you think they look back at it with fond memories now?
yeah, yeah. But Don Calfa, you know, he got so into this role that, you know, at the end when he's in the attic with the girl, he had to like take a time out. He was like, I'm fucking, you know, he started having a panic attack because he got so into that moment, and it was just such an arduous shoot. You know, it was probably just exhaustion. You know, just putting yourself into that.
Do you know how long it took him to shoot? Dry mouth. Do you know how long it took him to shit?
At first, I thought you said shit.
Shit.
I don't know. I think 40 days, 45 days maybe. I'm not sure. Apparently, that's Brian Peck right there as the zombie. The same dude with the mohawk right there.
In the back.
Yeah. Brian Peck would go on to.
They would make it rain, like leak on the naked chick.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy with the mohawk, Brian Peck, man, he's the only actor who was in all 3 of the Return of the Living Dead movies. I mean, I know there was more after that, but he in the first 3 Return of the Living Deads.
Wait, so the one I like, he's in?
Mm-hmm. He plays like a small role, but and he was a zombie in part 2, and you know, but he was involved with all 3 of them in some way.
Wait, is this?
This is Tarman.
I need a moment with Tarman because this is where the zombies speak for the first time, right?
Yeah. Brains.
I mean, this is such an awesome moment.
It is. Well, because you know he shoots that fucking Zolly shot too. Remember she has that like that fucking iconic close up. Her reaction when she first sees Tarman.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting. I'm anxiously at the starting line.
I know it's
engines bumping,
it's
thumping in
building.
time. The green light flashes.
It's building like immense suspense.
I can't believe I just went cake.
I know. I wasn't listening.
Well, dude, look at him, dude. He's so cool.
Yeah.
He's like one of the coolest zombies.
I know, I was gonna say he's like my favorite zombie. He's one of them.
I like zombies are characters. Like I like having zombies that are characters
that have names. And shit, kind of like Bub from Day of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, she got hurt right here, dude. Like that's
well, no shit.
Well, I mean that's real though. Like they kept rolling, and like Dan O'Bannon didn't give a shit. He wanted that.
Dude, I want to play a zombie like that.
Yeah. Man, you would think that, dude, but think about like how long the makeup job would take.
Dude, I would not care.
Really?
That would be really cool. Oh yeah, I would love to like.
So you could sit in that fucking chair.
I would love to. Maybe. Like I bet that's I bet some of that's a suit, but the face is the head is makeup.
Yeah, it took a long time, man.
But dude, to be able to play like I hate hearing myself talk, but like. To be able to be something else, like a zombie or a monster, would be fun. So,
because you can completely slip into the role, and you're not as self-conscious because you're not really seeing yourself.
Mm-hmm. And this one is an awesome one. He's like the zombie. The first one, he talks.
Mm-hmm. I like how Suicide's the first to die too. You know, I wasn't expecting that when I was a kid because he was kind of the leader. And I think that's intentionally why they did that. It's like cutting the head off the snake. It makes the punks a little more vulnerable.
Their leader's gone.
Yeah, their leader's dead.
Oh, that's so gross. Yeah, now they don't know what to do. And he got taken out. Easily,
yeah. More brains.
Oh, dude. I would have loved to have been him. That would have been a legendary.
Yeah.
Linnea Quigley's ass. Like, she still hasn't gotten dressed.
She's just steadily shedding clothes. all the time.
She has some cojones to be able to do. You know that.
Oh, she's got balls.
Yeah.
She's got a set of balls on her. Do you remember she was in the at the end of Nightmare on Elm Street 4? You know, you see Freddy, and all the souls are like trying to come out of his chest. She was one of the souls, and you could see her tits. It was like that was the only thing she did in Nightmare 4 was just show her tits. But that, I mean, that's what she was known for.
She's go-to.
Yeah. Dude, the fucking, what is it, the...
Silent Night, Deadly Night, and she...
Well, yeah, she's great in that, and the sorority babes and the slime bowl-orama.
That's a childhood favorite of mine.
Yeah.
Up All Night, watch there.
Graduation Day. Yeah, she was flattered. When I met her at the convention, she was flattered that I was bringing up all these like obscure roles that at the time I don't think she was really known for, because that was like, dude, that was before Facebook, social media, and all that stuff. And she was really flattered.
Man,
she was nice.
Sucks. You know, it was like, this dude's the boyfriend. You know, it almost started off like it could have like this kind of love story, but he's like dying.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you just think, it's like we were talking about earlier, you think that these two are going to be the main characters.
You do.
But the same thing happens to him in part 2. The same thing happens to him.
They didn't learn from the first one.
No. I like how there's that, even though they're different characters in part 2, there's that whole inside joke in the second one where they're just like, it feels like we've been here before, or something like that.
Yeah. Well, don't they like try to befriend him as a zombie? They're like, hey, follow us or something. Don't they?
I don't remember.
I thought they had one like in a car with them. Wasn't it him? I thought it was him.
Well, that's when he turns into the zombie.
Right, but, and they're kind of friendly with him, I thought, or they like follow him around.
No, he turns on her just the same way he turns on his girlfriend in this one. Pretty much the same way. He's like, I just love to eat your brains. You know, it's pretty much the same thing.
We've got to call somebody.
Fucking, dude, Miguel Nunez. All these actors, I mean, they play these roles perfectly, man. I was so into these punks when I was younger.
I know. I think everybody that watches this
I thought it was cool how they kind of like separated. Everybody kind of broke up, you know? Oh, fuck.
Of all the places they could go. I mean, what? I mean, if you saw this happening.
Oh, dude, here's the disappointment that the production designer talks about. He hated that skeleton.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, that's not that bad.
Well, I think one of the original effects artists wasn't working up to par.
Oh, and that's one of his?
And that was one of his creations, and now it's like, it's in the final film, and it's like every time he looked at it, he cringed. He was like, I fucking hate that skeleton.
Well,
it never bothered me, though.
I thought it was, I mean, compared to what we get nowadays.
Yeah. Well, I just love practical effects. I love goofy shit like that. Even when they throw like the half corpse on the table later.
Yeah, no.
Dude, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's on the front of my shirt.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, fuck. You're all doomed.
Dude, the morgue guy. I looked at him,
yeah,
and I saw fucking Jeff Goldblum for some fucked up reason.
Don Calfa?
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't make one bit of doesn't make any sense.
I could see it. Jeff Goldblum's kind of got like those bugged out
Dude,
eyes.
yeah, well, it's the facial expressions he was doing while they were sitting down.
Yeah. They kind of had like those, you know, dark circles around their fucking bugged out eyes. Dude asked him if they were on PCP.
And he's the one holding the gun.
Yeah. Oh man, this fucking movie.
Dude's got some energy. Dude, he's in a gang. He's got like one leg like rolled up. Look at his pants.
Yeah. Oh, he's a badass, dude. And you know what I like? This movie does not have bad acting. The acting is not
No,
bad.
I think I think it's fun.
Even though it is over the top as shit, this is just great acting. I mean, for a movie like this, you have to have these kind of performances.
well, like you said, it's all. Didn't you say something at the beginning of this about comic booky?
Yeah, it's real. The performances are real theatrical, and even these guys right here are kind of like buffoons.
Yeah, yeah, they get fucked over by dead people.
Yeah. Send more paramedics.
Yeah. Like when I remember first seeing this, I was like, "Oh my god, these things are smart."
Yeah, and that's what scared me about it. I'd never seen zombies like this before.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, like this right here. I mean, how they just like that right there. Fucking zombies just.
Yeah,
Before this movie,
they were like raptors.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, Raptors, Goldblum. We were watching Jurassic fucking Park. The power's out. And the fucking.
Yeah, they I don't know. Zombies didn't lunge forward like that as quickly as
No, they didn't
like
think in
they do in
packs.
this movie. Man, Romero zombies are, and see, this is where like. I don't know. I've argued with people about this before. Like, I love Romero's zombies.
Okay.
But I love this movie, too. It stands on its own. Like, I can't compare the two. But, like, because normally I'm not a fan of running zombies. But this movie, I don't... Like, in the case of like, let's say Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead remake.
Yes, okay. Intrigue me.
Well, with that movie, I like it. But, I don't know. It just doesn't have this same feel. Like, this movie is just, it tried to do something different. Whereas, like, the Dawn of the Dead remake, it's almost like they just had fucking zombies run just to have them run.
Well, I guess I can see it. I mean, these zombies are on meth. Or some kind of chemical meth. Like,
yeah. See, I don't know. I guess, like, what was the
that didn't
backstory?
make any fucking sense.
Well, what was the backstory in the Dawn of the Dead remake? Like, it was kind of like an outbreak too, wasn't it?
Chemical. I mean, I just always figured it was a chemical outbreak. I could be totally wrong. I just always assumed that.
Yeah, it was like a disease or some pandemic of some sort. But
they also just ran like feral animals.
Yeah.
It wasn't though. These are intelligent.
yeah,
They even tell jokes.
they do. Yeah, they have punchlines and shit. And this one right here is probably the funniest one. I think this is when you have like the little midget zombie.
Oh man.
Oh, it's fucking great.
Man, I would fucking shit myself.
Yeah,
I would shit and piss at the same time. Oh my god.
dude, I fucking love it.
Dude. He was booking it.
He was.
Yeah, no shit. There's a graveyard. So that dude had a breakdown. Look at him.
He did, yeah.
Yeah,
He
look
did.
at him already. He's starting to have the stroke now.
He got so into the role, man, that like they had to stop shooting for a while. Like he had to go lie down, take a break.
Well, yeah, because he's starting to slowly turn into freaking the dude from Back to the Future.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd. Yeah.
Yeah, he's slowly turning into Christopher Lloyd.
You know, and he reminds me of Peter Lorre too. He's just got that face.
Who's Peter Lorre?
Old actor from the 30s and 40s. He had similar facial characteristics.
Man, look who's left.
This dude does not run out of bullets either.
Well, I always, it's weird because the gun, I guess, reminds me of something from, like, I would see in World War II, maybe.
Yeah.
So, For some reason, when I watch this, I always feel like he's a Nazi.
Yeah, yeah.
And like you notice, he might be a Nazi in hiding because look at like
how he just pulls
he's
the
badass,
gun.
and then he's like
he pulls the gun out at like the fucking drop of a hat. This guy with the mohawk, Brian Peck. I'm not going to talk about him being a convicted fucking child molester, but because that's true. But I'm not gonna dwell on that. But I am gonna say that he went on to direct the Willies.
The Willies.
He directed the Willies, the mohawk guy.
Yeah. Do you remember when we revisited the Willies?
Yeah, I hated it.
Yeah, it's.
I loved it when I was a kid, but
Yeah.
I do not like it now. I don't.
Yeah, and when we talked about it, it completely went from joy to how crappy it was.
Yeah.
That's one that doesn't stand up from childhood.
No, but in the Willies though, he took people from this movie because James Karen was in it, Clu Gulager was in it.
Yeah, dude, this right that scared me. Like when I watched this movie, that's kind of comical.
Yeah.
But dude, I was so scared because I was like, oh, fuck. They're
Yeah.
like setting them up.
Well, this movie has a lot of dark comedy. Like when I was a kid, dude, I laughed at it, but I was still terrified. Like it felt like the end of the world.
Well, yeah, and that's what's
And
so sad.
And the fact that like in Romero's movies, you can just shoot them in the fucking head and they're dead. Mm-hmm. And they're just lumbering after you, sauntering after you. These fucking zombies, they don't stop. You have to completely burn them, incinerate them down to ashes. So
Yeah.
they're fucked. They're fucked. There's nothing they can do.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I mean they have to be nuked.
Yeah.
Man, everybody's sweating.
I know, dude.
It's like,
This is intense.
yeah, it really is. This is an intense movie. It's
Yeah.
in your face.
Yeah, it is.
Look at that.
I don't know anything about any chemical, god damn it.
That would be me right now on the floor.
yeah.
But see, I would have been doing that as soon as I got hit.
Yeah.
It would have been me opening the fucking thing too.
Dude, Clu Gulager, man, you know how he's holding that pipe? Mm-hmm. Dan O'Bannon, they had like a rubber one and they had a real one. And Dan O'Bannon was always scared that like he was going to get hit by it because fucking Clu Gulager did not, I'm not going to say he didn't like Dan O'Bannon, but he was pissed off at him. And he actually hit him in the face. Dan, if you listen to the Dan O'Bannon's interview, he talks about how like Clu Gulager was just like pissed off at him all the time. And because there was like a scene, and it hasn't happened yet, but there's a fucking scene where Clu Gulager's in the car with Miguel Nunez, and before the take, O'Bannon was trying to work him up because Clu Gulager had just been cast. Everybody else had been cast for months, so they went through the whole rehearsal process, and Clu Gulager gets hired at like the last fucking minute. So O'Bannon was worried that like Clu Gulager wasn't gonna like get to the emotional state that he needed him to be in. Right. So he told Miguel Nunez, he was like, "Hey, before we do this take, he was like, I want you to tell Clu to go fuck himself." and so like he tells him that, and then like I guess it got Clu Gulager all pissed off and emotional. But he, like whenever I talked to Clu Gulager recently, like I asked him about Dan O'Bannon, he was like. And remember, I asked him, I was like, what was it like working with O'Bannon? And he goes, at the time, he said, I didn't think he could direct for shit. And he goes, but it turns out he was a damn good director. And I just thought that was a cool story because he wanted to fucking kick his ass the whole time. And if you haven't seen that O'Bannon interview, you need to watch it. It's fucking hilarious. He just talks about how like Beverly Randolph was scared of him and he was scared of Clu. And like it was just like I don't know, a lot of drama on set.
Dude, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
They need to make a movie based off of this movie. Yeah. The making of this movie.
Well, they did. It's 2 hours long. It's longer than the movie, dude. The documentary I believe is longer than the movie.
Yeah, but I'd like to actually see not a documentary, but like a real movie based off of it.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. Like,
Just like a fictional account.
yeah, you know, like how they had the pirate radio movie about that shit that happened in real life.
Yeah. Here's the death of Brian Peck
Yes.
from the half corpse lady.
Yeah, and see, this shit scared the shit out of me too. This half corpse lady. You know what I'm realizing later, and you know now that I'm older and watching these movies.
Yeah.
Man, I was a fucking pussy as a kid.
Why?
Because this shit was really scary.
Yeah. No, I mean, it scared me too. Dude, if you're a kid and you're not scared of this, like...
Well, sad, I don't think my kid was.
Oh, really? Well, probably because it's...
Well, my kid's like doesn't like I show him the classics.
Yeah.
And
it's the same thing. Like we're not scared of the stuff that our parents were scared of, like Day of the Triffids and all some of those like really old sci-fi flicks. We're not scared of those, but they scared the shit out of our parents.
Yeah, but we're also not scared of the shit that now scares our kids.
Right, right, yeah. And see, well, I think they look at stuff like this and they laugh.
Yeah, but it's cool.
It's
actual substance. It's
happening.
real.
It's happening right there in front of you on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It captures that realness. Man, why is he looking lustfully at her?
It's because she's got her tits hanging out, dude.
Dude, this is so awesome. Like, this is cool. This is a cool part.
This is like, this is sort of like an expository moment that in any other movie it would have been a fucking failure, but in this movie it works.
Wait, can you elaborate on that?
Well, because you're taking time out to explain why the zombies are doing what they're doing.
From a zombie?
From
it has to come zombie perspective.
From the zombie perspective, yeah. And it's I remember when I first watched it, I loved this scene though. Like, but it was unexpected. I wasn't expecting.
Well, it makes them almost. It gives them that intelligence.
Yeah, and it also kind of humanizes them too.
Right.
You understand their plight.
Yeah, they're still human. They still have somewhat of a. It's just their world is so fucking different.
You kind of sympathize with them. You're like, well, fuck, they just want some brains.
Yeah. Do we need to start a movement for pro-zombie?
Yeah.
Pro-zombie love?
Yeah.
Find brain donors.
I love how in the second one, it's so fucking stupid in the second one, but the part how they're basically just throwing brains out of the back of the truck.
Totally forgot about that.
Oh, it's corny as hell, but it's funny.
Man, they're so intense.
Mm-hmm. Miguel Nunez, man, was apparently homeless when they hired him to do this movie.
I was just thinking, I wonder how much coke they did before these scenes.
I bet they all had to stay alert. I'm sure there was cocaine on this set.
Oh, is this Miss Linnea?
Linnea, yeah. When they put this, I think, yeah, we're about to see the scene where she comes up on the homeless guy, and they put this makeup on her, this big fucking mask, and she started getting anxiety. You know, we were talking about like having to sit in the chair to get makeup applied for a long period of time. She couldn't stand that, so they had to like feed her Valium.
Well, I would need it.
Yeah. But I love how she comes like just slithering out here, like, you know, basically walking like a cat. Damn.
She ups the ante. Would you say her character ups the ante now?
Trash?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. Great character.
Well, none of the other ones have come back yet. The leader, does he come back? Do we see him again later?
No.
Guess he got his brains. She just got.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of people come back.
Yeah, but she just did, didn't she?
Yeah. Yeah, like because Suicide never comes back, and Brian Peck's character Scuzz, he never comes back. So yeah,
So she's the first, and she's got attitude.
and she's a cool looking zombie.
Oh,
She's a badass looking zombie.
dude, that looks so agonizing.
Yeah.
I mean, I would much rather want to have been bit and changed that way than like slowly morph this way.
Yeah, look at James Cameron just falling apart back there. I mean, and
Tina, that really is a good idea.
dude, imagine like Clu Gulager had to keep himself worked up through this whole movie. I mean, hell, they all did. I mean, shit. These are like theatrical, very theatrical performances from all these actors. To keep,
But
that,
I mean, I think I would probably be this intense in this situation.
yeah. But just to keep that energy level up, it'd be difficult. It'd be hard.
Oh yeah.
Imagine,
dude, you would exhaust yourself. You're exhausting yourself,
especially if you're having to do, say over 12 takes. But they're all just like crying and sweating,
Yeah.
And the girl who plays Tina, Beverly Randolph, she said that like at one point she ran out of tears. She could not cry anymore. Like she just couldn't do it because she had been crying for so long already.
But dude, I wonder if we know what it's like being on set with those lights. I wonder how hot it was for this movie with lights. Can you imagine that?
Oh yeah.
And you're at that tempo with those actors and that pace,
burning up, and then having to work your emotions up like that. Yeah, you're talking about a room full of energy.
Yeah.
And heat.
I'd need to go to a resort afterwards.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, that's why I pretty much.
Is this Mike Ditka?
Oh yeah, like when we were done with our shoot, man, I collapsed from exhaustion.
Oh dude, it was hot.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, that's so gross.
Brains.
What was K&B doing around this time?
K&B were not doing much. Probably not until a year later. They went on to do Day of the Dead, and that was like a year after this. So, or pretty much around the same time.
What do you think if they would have done this one? Would it have been?
It would have been just as good. I mean, I wouldn't say better, but it would have been just as good.
Okay.
I mean, because I feel like the zombies in this look damn good. There's always a fucking character that wants to like corner themselves in a basement or an attic.
Yeah, it's the one that like, honestly, yeah, that would be me. But here's the thing: I would just sneak off and not tell anybody.
Yeah, yeah.
And go up there.
You would just be by yourself.
Yeah, because nobody would know where I was at. So then the zombies would never fucking find me.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm a camper.
Yeah. You're like the lone wolf.
Yeah, I'm gonna go hide. Well, yeah, the best way is for nobody to know where you're at.
Yeah, nobody could lead the zombies to you.
Problem is I would start to get irritable bowel and start farting, and the zombies would eventually find me.
Oh, they would.
Well, everybody would be like, "What's that?"
They would smell the weed on you too.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Oh man, this part when I was young scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. Well, she's trapped in there.
Yeah. Fucking epic music, man.
I feel like this movie is full of testosterone.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, look at how Clu Gulager just fucking clocked him with that pipe.
Oh God, I hate close-up shots of mouths, dude.
I know, that was kind of sick.
Yeah, it's just gross. They gross me out.
I'd have to say that was the intention.
Yeah, well, I know that.
All you gotta do is that's a cheap effect too. You just put some Alka-Seltzer in the mouth and
That dude's a beast. He's like locking doors.
Don Calfa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Locking doors.
Dude, apparently this was not like scripted right here. I think when when he hits him,
dude, he's a Nazi.
when he hits him fucking twice,
Yeah.
like that was not. I think that he really did that shit. He's got that same face that he had in the bathroom stall in fucking Jason Part 5.
Listen to that music. Man, this is intense.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, this movie really does draw you in.
Yeah,
You know, it's
does.
really good.
It's a great film.
Well, right. I mean, that's why, like, I would have loved to just been able to partake in a smallest of parts on this, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, even if you were working as a PA, like it would still be fun, probably.
Yeah, because PAs don't really, you know, you just do what you're told.
Yeah, and you know, there's not a lot of like good horror movies to me that balance comedy like this movie. Like I could say that like Shaun of the Dead did,
right?
But I mean, because I still consider Shaun of the Dead a horror movie. But this movie right here is just like it's scary in all the right moments, and then it has like that perfect amount of comic relief.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just corny,
right?
Like I don't make fun of it.
It's almost like watching an action movie.
Yeah, well, it is. It's totally action. Dude, it combines all genres.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking action, sci-fi, comedy.
Look at him sitting there.
Get your ass up, Ernie.
Did he sprain his ankle?
Yeah. I love this moment between them. Hey, watch your ass, buddy. He like knows he's gonna fucking abandon him. Like I love this moment because they know it's like the last time they're gonna see each other.
I mean,
great fucking characters, dude.
Well, if you know, they don't know what's coming, but we do. I mean,
yeah.
What would you know, knowing if they knew the outcome? Would you want to wait and survive for the nuke, or would you rather just to go ahead and get?
They don't know they're going to be nuked though.
I know, but we do.
Oh yeah.
So what would you rather do? Would you rather try to survive knowing you were going to get nuked if you knew, you know? I don't know. I'm fucking high. Would you rather die by a nuke or a zombie?
Well,
let's just fucking get to the question.
What you're presenting to me is like life imitating art, imitating life, because you're trying to make me pretend I'm an audience member and a person in this movie at the same time. So yes. It's like, I you know, it's hard for me to say because none of these characters know what's coming. So you know, at this point, it's just instinct. You know, it's like it's his instinct to fucking. Like Ernie, it's his instinct to go up into the fucking attic, and like with this guy, it's his instinct to just drive off. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're trying to survive.
Yeah,
but like, okay, let's say like zap. Now we're sitting in the back of the seat of that car, and me and you're in the back seat, and we're like, oh fuck, we're gonna get nuked.
Yeah.
Well, Richard, what are we gonna do? Do we want to get nuked, or do we just want to go ahead and become a zombie?
Oh, you know. I would fight to the bitter end.
Would you try? Well, would you try to outrange the nuke?
I would go out swinging. Yeah, I would. You know, so I would. Yeah, I'd rather be nuked.
You rather be nuked?
Yeah, man, dude, it's better than being eaten alive.
But you get to become a zombie. Zombie.
Yeah, but they're eating your.
They're bombs.
They're eating your fucking brains, though, dude. You're being that's a horrible way to go.
Yeah, but then you're going to come back as a zombie.
I mean, when you're nuked, you don't feel. You might feel it for a couple seconds.
But you don't even want to know what it's like to be a zombie.
I don't think you. Well, I guess you would be conscious of it.
Well, this one, in this, they're like, "Hey, your brains, I need to eat your shit."
Yeah.
In this one,
but they're not like sentient beings, like in the sense where like they have intelligence. They just kind of have this, you know, this purpose. They
craving.
Yeah, they know what they want, but they're not like
Well, wouldn't
creatures
it be
of
kind of nice
independent
to
thought.
finally know what you want for once?
Yeah. Well, and I'm a firm believer in that zombies do evolve, because I like Romero's take on it.
Yeah, let's not talk about that one.
Which one?
The one where they start shooting guns.
Well, no, I'm not gonna. Well, they were learning how to shoot guns in Day of the Dead too.
Yeah, is that what was it Hopper?
I just think that as long as zombies existed, they would eventually start becoming more human.
So do you think? So then, but would they decompose further?
I think after a while they would, yeah.
So as they become smarter, they
there'd
die.
have to be some
dire.
Dude, I love this scene right here, man. Apparently, James Cameron, like, this was his idea to die this way, like all dramatic, where he takes off the wedding ring.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Well, if
awesome.
we're trapped in this movie, would you do that? Because
What?
you know what's coming. Would you do that, or would you rather get blasted with a nuke?
I don't know. I think at that point, like, he committed suicide because he saw what happened to his buddy. I mean,
Oh yeah. Well,
it would be hard to burn myself alive, though.
man, I'm trying to like do some Inception shit on this movie.
Yeah.
I'm to that stage where you're in the high, where it's like you're trying to go inside.
Yeah. Well, it's just hard to say what you would do in this situation.
Yeah, if we got teleported into this, because we know how it's going to end.
So you're saying if we were... Like,
Yeah, if we Bill and Tedded this shit.
yeah, if we were in the movie right now and we had already seen it, like we knew it was going to happen.
Yeah. Well, you had said you would try to survive at least till the nuke. But, I totally forgot and realized that dude just kills himself. He doesn't know what's coming.
It's futile to do anything else, dude. If you know the outcome, then, there's no sense of even... I mean, all you have to do is just basically try to survive. That's all you can do. You can't do anything else. I mean, you can tell some of these characters that they're making stupid decisions, but,
Well, was burning yourself alive a stupid decision?
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that, man.
I mean, okay,
but also, I don't.
I guess a nuke is faster.
Yeah, dude, a nuke ends it all.
Yeah.
It's just a couple seconds of like realizing that you're melting, and then boom, you're gone. It's like instant evaporation.
Would you be like, wait? Would you think for that second, like, man, I'm getting nuked?
You might have that thought for like a split second, but
like you're gonna go out so confused.
Yeah, dude. I honestly think that this is where I know this scene was somewhat lifted from like Stagecoach, where he thinks about putting the bullet in the girl's head. But dude, I think this is where they got the ending for The Mist. I think because
right here.
Well, for a second he thinks about shooting her, like he thinks about just ending like her misery.
But doesn't in The Mist he does kill the kid?
Well, he does, yeah. But
that's so fucked up, man. That ending.
Oh, it blew me away.
Yeah.
Fucking Tarman's still around,
dude.
Shit.
Dude, they're going from. Oh wait, that guy's down there.
Who? Yeah. Yeah, Suicide's not alive though.
Okay. Yeah.
Dude, I love how Tarman shows up in the second one though for like 5 minutes.
Superstar.
Do you remember, dude, Mark Venturini? I know I'm always asking you if you remember. You probably don't, but it's. Do you remember that horror movie Mikey? The little kid, the little
year
fucked
maybe?
Up kid Mikey who like wanted to kill his parents and shit.
What year?
It's from like 92. But
probably not.
Mark Venturini played a cop in that.
Do you have that?
I do.
I don't really know if
that's a good one if you haven't seen it. I just thought of it because Mark Venturini, that was like one of his last roles in the 90s before he died. Dude,
it's like chemical warfare, man. It's scary.
It is, yeah.
Dude, the whole town gets nuked because of this shit. Some people are sleeping in their beds and not even gonna understand.
No.
Oh,
Linnea Quigley still hanging around.
Whoa.
Yeah. Dude.
Like Linnea, why does it when she turns like a vampire?
I know. She does have a...
She has like a succubus kind of like look to her.
Yeah, vampirish look. Dude, I was just reading where she auditioned for a role in Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs, but her scene got cut out.
Oh man.
So yeah, it would have been awesome seeing Linnea Quigley in Reservoir Dogs.
Man, that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like if there's any footage around there of it out.
I don't know if they ever actually shot it or if it was just in the script and they
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like, oh, yep, they did fuck up down there, guys. All right.
Yeah. They're just waiting on this to happen, dude.
Yeah, they know it's coming.
They're waiting to hit that red button.
Mm-hmm. I wonder, like, how he feels about it. Like, think it weighs on him, or if it's just like, well, this is every day. This is my job.
Yeah, I don't think he gives a shit. It's not going to affect him, his life.
I mean, and he has to do it because it's an outbreak.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an outbreak.
Mm-hmm.
You know what kind of guy that is that still wears his class ring?
Yeah. Your typical alpha male asshole.
I want to get I don't know, what is that he's wearing? A night suit with my initials in it?
Yeah.
A night suit. What the fuck is he wearing? What is that shit called?
They're called pajamas, dude.
Okay. Yeah. I just, the only thing my brain was doing was nightgown. And I was like, this is not a
This dude's
nightgown.
night suit.
Night suit. A superhero of the bed. Night suit. Oh, fuck.
I'm turning down for the evening. I gotta go get my night suit on.
Yeah. Look at this dude.
This looks real Kubrickian.
I was thinking he came in there like Hugh Hefner.
Yeah. He's got like another night suit on. Another night suit on top of the night suit.
No, that's the robe.
Yeah.
That's the robe over the night suit.
Yeah. Well, good. You remember what that was called?
Yeah. Easter eggs.
Yeah, I'm getting like Stanley Kubrick vibes from this. Maybe it's maybe it could be a wide angle lens, or maybe the fact that the room's red or something.
Yeah, red. There's some
symmetry.
Yeah.
Yep. I like how Jewel Shepard, Casey, she's got like this like look of optimism on her face, like everything's gonna be okay. Oh shit, it's about to happen. Fucking
Dude, I was kind of pissed at that.
Who's this Argyle from Die Hard?
Yeah, that one went over my head. Wait, that's a model.
Yeah.
That's a little miniature.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome though, man. These kind of special effects don't exist anymore.
This is like the shit the Japanese do with Godzilla.
Yeah, do you even think they still build miniatures for movies anymore? It's just probably just all green screen, huh?
Yeah, I bet so. Miniatures would be kind of cool. I mean, you would have to really light it. Maybe it's harder to light them now.
I wouldn't think so.
No? You think you could even get some... Even get...
I just think it's easier to do CGI.
Oh, look at that. That's gross.
Yeah.
Looks like my scrot.
I love how don't the windows bust out or the shingles come off the roof or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
5:01. Boy, what a way to wake up.
But you know what that basically means? It's like, oh, you just dropped a nuke, and now we're gonna have a nuclear fallout in the middle of the United States.
Yeah. But see, they don't. What's cool about this movie is they don't fix anything. They don't really.
Yeah, because it's up in the air. They blew it.
Yeah.
When you incinerate
it comes back down. The fucking rain just same shit happens over and over again. It's like a cycle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it just burned up.
Mm-hmm. Because then he says something about people complaining of like itchy skin or something.
Now with the second one, there's no connection, is there?
Yeah,
there is.
They're definitely in the same universe. Yeah,
even with the same two. Hey, is that the skeleton the guy hated?
Yeah,
I have to disagree with him. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, it's never bothered me, but.
Dude, this is awesome.
Dude,
having credits with like scenes on it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's not like outtakes or anything. These are actual scenes that ended up in the movie, so it's kind of cool to rehash all this stuff.
Yeah, with the soundtrack rocking.
Yeah.
All right.
Man.
So that's the movie.
Great fucking movie. Yeah.
Let's give me your breakdown. Give me
my breakdown.
Dick's breakdown.
My breakdown. Well, do you want me to just go straight into my popcorn kernel rating?
Whatever. Just tell me. Just yeah. Well, you can end up or start with that, or end with it.
Okay.
Give me your breakdown. Your thoughts on this movie.
I love it, and I feel like it's one of my favorite horror films of all time. I don't compare it to George Romero at all. I have to just I have to distance those ideas from each other because this is like in its own universe. And I don't like this better than any of George Romero's movies, but it's right up there, man, as far as like originality. But
I think I like this one better.
Really? Than all of his?
Mm-hmm.
Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! I'd have to say I probably like it about the same as Day of the Dead, but I mean not better. But I mean, with that being said, I give this movie five popcorn kernels because it's a perfect film for me. I don't see any flaws. I know O'Bannon and all the people that were involved in the crew. You know, their story's probably a little different. They probably see flaws all over this fucking movie, but I love it, man. And that's crazy though. You like it more than the Romero movies.
Yeah, you know, and
well, you know, give me your take on it, your rating, and we'll discuss.
Wow, I love it. I don't know if it's a 5. I don't know. This is really hard because I like the characters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you say it's a perfect movie.
But yeah, I mean, for me,
does it pass? Does it have its corny moments?
Yeah, but they're all intentional.
Okay, touche.
I mean, to me, it's a solid script, and that's just
I mean, it does go with the pace. It's paced.
It's very fast paced. Like this movie,
you're on an event. You're on a downward spiral adventure.
Yeah, this movie doesn't have a dull moment. I mean, for me, it's just a perfect film. But then again, I give Dawn of the Dead five stars, or and Night of the Living Dead, same thing. I just think those are perfect films. Just the way they're executed. And I think most of it just comes down to the writing of this movie and the performances. Like I said, the comedy is very well balanced. I've never seen a horror movie that can pull off this kind of like dark comedy and still make it scary.
I guess.
I mean, but what would you say?
Well, there's some zombies that I just didn't like.
Okay.
There's some zombies I just didn't like, but that's also I guess a kind of opinion based.
Yeah.
But
I still think they look.
But could those zombies been the guy that we were talking about? could that been some of his special effects?
Maybe.
I don't, because it just looked like they threw mud on these people.
Right, yeah.
You know,
Well, and this was also a really low budget movie too, so you got to think about that. I mean, they had great quality considering the amount of money that was put into it. Um,
See, I think that shit's cool.
yeah,
I give it a 5.
yeah. And the only reason I normally don't just throw out five stars like that. But
Well, see, I was trying to really find something because the last one we just gave what was it, a 5?
yeah,
The other day,
yeah. Well, I mean, a five's a five.
and it is a classic.
Yeah, yeah.
It is a classic.
Well, and I don't think some people just don't realize how great this movie is. I mean, for instance, I revisited this movie, and when I was older, and I grew to like it more and more. Because when I was a kid, I actually did think it was kind of corny at times, but that's because I wasn't used to seeing like slapstick comedy mixed with my horror. But this movie just has a very tongue-in-cheek feel to it.
So I kind of don't like the cadaver guy, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
But
would you say that
that's not going to strike it. That can't strike the fun factor.
No, it's still just a very fun movie. I mean,
and it was really hard to sit here and talk through it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
transfixed when I watch this movie, and I think that with me, it's just I may be a little biased because I love Dan O'Bannon's work so much, and I mean I give the movie Alien a 5.
Well, I think a lot of people give Alien. That's kind of groundbreaking.
It is groundbreaking. I thought this was groundbreaking too. I just think this movie's underrated. I think if you told most people like, oh hey, Return of the Living Dead is a 5-star movie, then people would kind of scoff at you maybe, or they might even laugh. But I don't know. I mean,
I do agree.
I think the characters are what really makes this movie, and you got to think about.
I mean, you swayed me. I mean, I was teetering.
Yeah.
But you have valid points.
Yeah, I mean,
because it's a blast movie. There's not a bad moment in it. You're having fun.
Yeah.
And for me, that's what kind of matters. And there's.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's both. Let's say, like on an entertainment level. It's a 5, and then I think as far as like the writing, the direction, the actors, everything. I mean, down to the production design and the art direction. I think that this movie is just it's great. And it's like we're talking about, like all the goofy moments are intentional. Because there's a lot of horror movies I watch nowadays that are laughable and they're not meant to be. So
right.
it's I mean.
And listen, we got the soundtrack also, the music that was going through there.
Yeah.
It was fun,
And the soundtrack is great.
Well, I don't really have anything else I can say. I can say that I recommend people really going and watching the documentary on the making of this.
Well, the documentary is fascinating. I mean, it's almost better than the movie itself.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know, man. If you're a fan of George Romero, if you're a fan of O'Bannon, like, I mean, you'll love these films. But I just think that, like, to me, I respect the fact that they dared to do something that was extremely different.
Well, they had to up the ante.
Yeah.
They had to, because there was the Romero zombies. He had to change, he had to. I mean, he had to up the ante with the zombie.
And he had kind of cornered the market on zombies. I mean, so to speak. I mean, nobody else had. Prior to this movie, nobody else had really done anything original with the zombie. I mean, people were, because, Dawn of the Dead came out in 78, 79.
Right.
So, I mean, around this time, and I don't even know when this was originally being developed. It could have been, early 80s, but for O'Bannon to come in and say, we're not doing this. We're not stealing what Romero does. We're not going to do that. We're going to do something completely different. That takes a very powerful imagination, like to come up with a story like that. I don't know, just the whole like having zombies eat brains and then having sort of that lore behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just think that's
He created a lore.
it's exactly. Anytime you can start something fresh and create like some sort of new legacy. I don't know. I just think this. I think this. I mean, this right here. This is the only good one for me. I love part 3. Part 2 to me is kind of part 2 is one.
Oh, I love part 3.
Yeah, part 3 is great. Part 2 for me was a misfire because it's almost like they tried to duplicate this one
With too much comedy.
Yeah, it became like the jokes were just they weren't always good.
Yeah, it kind of got a corny sense.
It started going into like Zucker Brothers territory, like shit like The Naked Gun and Airplane. It's almost like they were trying to be too goofy.
Dang, I wish you could react a scene from the second one and make it sound like OJ.
Yeah, well, we'll have to
No pressure.
Yeah, we'll have to do a commentary for the second one because I mean I like watching it, but
it's kind of crazy. I mean, the army even comes into the town, right?
Yeah, it's fun for what it is, but yeah, I mean those are my thoughts on Return of the Living Dead. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, folks. That was Return of the Living Dead, and this is Popcorn on the Macabre. We'll see you guys on the next film.